Hi Moonbeam, welcome back to my channel, Sip and Cozy Crystals with Moon Air. And if you are new here, welcome. I am your host, Moon Air. We are right in the middle of that Leo full moon, and after 151 years, Neptune finally enters Aries until 2039. That actually happened on January 26th. There's a lot of energy going on. And if you are used to that Leo energy, you know it's very creative, very bold, and that veil between our worlds is very thin, and spirit guides are jumping at opportunities to give you more details than they are able to before. The veil is lifted, fire meets the divine, a new spiritual era has finally begun with this Neptune entering Aries. So I wanted to take this opportunity to bring this confidence, self-expression, divine visibility, and heart-centered truth with this Leo full moon energy. This is not just a quiet sit down with this energy. It is a radiant, bold, and spiritually illuminated session with the spirit guides. So I wanted to take advantage of tonight's full moon to bring you the answers you really need to hear. So as you can see, I have 3 piles here. Very cute, right? Little Valentine nostalgia, take you back to school when you get the cute little envelopes. So obviously, you know, this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. But I'm also throwing in these cute little mini envelopes that have charms in them, some ruins. So what pile calls to you the most? So take a deep breath, take some time. What pulls your soul towards you the most? Which color? Now, if you are more prone to picking with crystals and that's what you're used to, we also are going to throw in a crystal. So we've got a kunzite heart. We've got the blue flower agate heart for pile 2. And for pile 3, we've got the fluorite heart. So you can base your picking off of that as well. So we've got our love heart centered frequency going on here. Let's clarify and cleanse any leftover toxic energy that could try to make its way into this reading. We're just going to sage real quick before we even begin. Ooh, do you see how the smoke is a brown color? That is not good. That means that there is a lot of drama, chaos. So I'm glad that we saged, because that is just showing a collective, it's just bad, a collective drama-centered, energy-sucking, draining energy. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling very tired. Now see how it's kind of clearing up a little bit now? It's getting a little bit lighter. That means it's working. Okay. All right, we're gonna let that just burn. All right, our energy is now set. It's purified, it's cleansed. I'm gonna go right into pile 1. Those of you who picked pile 2 and 3, please use the timestamp below in the description box or the comment section, and you can jump right into that timestamp and not have to wait out the other piles. It'll go right to your pile where you can just dive deep into that information. All right, pile 1, here we go. Welcome, pile 1 collective group. You have chosen the pink kunzite crystal. On sipandcozycrystals.com, it is number 26 if you are interested in grabbing this particular crystal for yourself. All right, kunzite is very loving, very loving. I'm getting the feeling this might be a very loving reading. So let's get into your cards first before I get into the charms. Okay, let's see what cards you got. The tree. Ooh, the house wanted to fly out of my hand. A house collapsing, kind of, is the feeling I'm getting. And the child. Queen of Pentacles. It's a good card. The Hermaphrodite. 10 of Cups. And 6 of Wands. Okay, and what charms do we have? Oh, the star came off. Okay. All right, these are going to be your ruins. Oh. And looks like we got a heart and a ring. Both diamond, both gold. Interesting. Okay. We're going to set those over there. Not really sure of the message just yet, but I am getting a little bit of a feeling here so far. Just starting out looking at these cards, I'm getting a lot of emotion, a lot of air energy, light air. That would make sense and correlate with your transformation and your rhythm with your ruins. There's a lot of flowing with transformation. A representation of nurturing and grounding. A lot of material abundance as well as spiritual abundance. There's victory and this recognition and success, triumph over hard work, overcoming obstacles. That has to do with your 6 of Wands there, just overcoming things and celebrating in the moment of that validation and victory. But you're also getting this harmony and joy, a deep satisfaction of contentment of you winning a moment in life, and this positive, radiant peacefulness coming over you when it comes to solidifying strong relationships with the transformation you're going through. It's pulling people away that don't deserve to be around you and pulling ones that do deserve to be around you, pulling them in more. Now, when it comes to this energy here, let's get into this card. This is a traditional conformity. This is you kind of being the mentor or teacher in your own reality, not conforming to, well, the collective right now is split into two. You're not conforming to one over the other. It's more you're conforming to seeing both sides. I'm seeing this. I do see you uprising and feeling angry about certain things that upset you, but you are trying to stay away or keep out of it in a way, in a sense. And you don't adhere to the social norms in a sense. You like to ride alone. You are the lone wolf in the pack. And you don't conform to this organized religion or politics or just educating and learning things in a typical way. You tend to bring light to the way you want to learn and embracing that unconventional path that comes your way, okay? And when we get into this Queen of Pentacles, there's a lot of resourceful energy, a lot of balancing, down to earth security. I think she goes hand in hand with this transformation. I do apologize for the light. I can't adjust it. So let me grab her so you can see. She's kind of holding this little sacred coin of like geometry in her hand, right? Almost feels like the Star of David as well. But there is this nurturing sense within her of cultivating her own security, her own success, her own prosperity, and achieving what she has worked so hard for. I see a lot of like just hard working, but you are unique in the way you're doing things. You don't conform to the way other people do. You're doing things differently, okay? I want to move on to the, these are what they call charm cards. So we've got a child, a house, and a tree, and I felt like the house was falling or crumbling. And the funny thing is, when I was touching this ruin, I thought it was cracked. So there is a crack in the foundation, and you're still trying to work with your trauma that the child sense of yourself went through. And I feel like a part of that, of yourself, that old programming is like crumbling and breaking apart. And you're re-grounding, you're re-rooting yourself into a different reality, a more nurturing family branching. You're reaching out to people that are more like you, more unique, more individualistic. They don't go with the norm, they go against the norm. And they see things in that fourth and fifth dimensional eyesight. They see it spiritually with their eyes. So this is your tarot setup. This is your charm card setup with your ruins and your charms. I feel like they're going to come into play a little bit more, but I feel like we need to just put them to the side for right now and see what else we get with the rest of the cards. Let's go into this deck. I have tons of decks that I got. I'm so happy. They're so beautiful. I'm going to do this one. This one. Oh. I think that's it. Keep getting now. Stop. Okay. All right, let's see. And again, there's that security and stability in that grounding. Again, rooting yourself. The tree and the anchor, though the anchor is heavy, the tree is strong in its grounding. It's rooting itself in a firmer sense, a steadiness. And when it comes to change, it's really being steady. Okay, we're gonna put that one over here. I feel like this is what's going on in our world right now, but I feel like what's going on in the world right now is reflecting us individually, not just as a collective, but it is coming into our world as individuals. Okay, there's an emergency, and I'm getting there's something needs to happen now. I'm getting an urgency with the emergency, but also with the microwave, there's a timing, like it will happen when you put the time in, because it needs to happen soon. There's again clarity, a needing to find clarity. I feel like you're looking for answers. And balance. Clarity and balance. I'm trying to see if I need any more now. Okay. All right. They're floating around because they're so new. They're not like, they're so slippy. Okay. I'm getting someone in your life isn't treating you the way you should be treated. This could be a mate. This could be a friend. This could be a parent. it's somebody very close to you that you're used to being around all the time. There's this consistency of being around this person quite often. But I'm getting this mixing things up. It's time sensitive. There's a need to go forward with your destiny, whereas this person seems to be holding you back. There is a commitment to this person. Again, whether it's marriage, friendship, parent, there is a soul commitment to that person, but it's almost like the time for it is running out, and you've learned everything you needed to learn from this person. And I'm seeing the transformation. Butterfly is a transformation. You also got transformation with your ruin. There is this change up, a time for things to be clarified. This person kept things from you, things that are hidden. There's no truth, there's secrets. I'm feeling like a betrayal of them talking behind your back, saying things that aren't true, or making themselves look better to others. This person, and this could be for somebody else that's watching this, this could be somebody that's giving you the runaround, keeping you on a string. They're making you think one thing, but on the other hand, they're manipulating you into thinking something else, like that they're stringing you along. Let's put it that way. They're stringing you along. I keep getting the color blonde, or like a dirty blonde. So let me... I want to go to this one. Yeah, see, they're not being truthful. They're hiding their motives. They're hiding their behavior from you. They act differently around you. I'm also getting, and this is maybe for somebody else watching this, I'm also getting that you aren't being authentic. You are putting on a mask around this person because maybe you sense that you can't be real around them. You can't be yourself around them, because they trigger things within you. Yeah, there's that childhood again coming through. Where's that at? That child is coming through again. Being triggered by old trauma, and this person does that to you. That's why you need to transform. You need to step away, because either you're not being authentic or they're not being authentic. Yeah, see, it's a union. It's a soul contract union that you were both to build your learning from. And whether you walk away for a while and they make their way back, you always have to ask yourself, is it worth getting back into it again with them? Do I want to do this all over again? Let me go to this deck here. You are guarded. Your childhood has taught you to protect yourself and put borders up and not to let people get to a certain point. This person did get to a certain point, but you're starting to notice you can't trust them like you used to. So now you're putting the walls up, and maybe you're the person being weird around them because they did something to make you question their authority in your life now. Oh, that jumped out. This jumped out. Okay, let me put these back. It's your time to fly the coop or leave the situation. Be realistic to yourself. Be more authentic to yourself. Understand what you're learning from this person. Do you want to stick it out? Do you want to figure things out? Or do you think that you are worth it? Do you love yourself enough to understand what you need to do to walk through this strength and understand things about yourself that you didn't notice before? Because if you don't love yourself, and I just did a session with a client, and I had explained this to her. If you can't stand to be with yourself, or you don't love yourself, you can't expect somebody to love you as well. It's kind of like when you want somebody to come in because you're lonely, you can't rush the process, because you're just going to keep ending up with the wrong person. You have to end up with the right person, but like I had explained to her, you would never bake a cake and then mid-sentence and halfway of the timing of it being baked, pull it out. It would be runny, gross. You wouldn't be able to eat it. So why would you pull yourself out of the oven too early? You need to bake and raise your frequency to that person so that they can find you and you can find them. And then it's a perfect baked cake, and things just are delicious and go well together and complement each other, like milk and cake, or cookies and milk. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to bake. You can't just expect to rush the process, especially if you're healing and your guides need you to heal in order for you to meet somebody new. Okay? I'm gonna change this light. I don't like this light. I need to change this light. Give me 1 minute. Okay, that's a little better. At least you can see your cards. Anyway. All right, guys, we're going to clean up the cards a little bit here. And we're going to pull a little bit more. I want to get a little bit more clarity on this reading. Okay, so I made these little random intuitive envelope cards. So we're going to intuitively grab a couple and just see what they have to say. I'm really pulled to this one. And you know what? I want this one. I think I need one more. This one. The little things want to stick to each other. Okay, let's just see what we got. Chaos is the alchemical path to life. Forge your own reality. Okay, let your fears be your fuel. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of strength with that. Choose how you feel, then the world will choose for you. If you do not choose how you feel, then the world will choose for you. Master your frequency. Oh, that's such a good one. Master your frequency. Your superpower is the ability to choose what you tune into. So choose creatively now. I hope I'm saying that right. I love this so much because it's basically telling you that you are creating your reality, which is what I say all the time. How you choose in life is creating the reality. So if your soul contract is this big buffet of all these choices, like a buffet of food, and you're picking certain pieces of food off the buffet. So picking corn over meatloaf, right? How you choose is going to make it linear. And how you choose then creates the learning experience that you want to learn from. You're given choices in your mind all the time. Your guides are not going to waste your time and theirs showing you something that isn't beneficial to your learning. Again, your soul contract is mapped out on your hands on purpose to show you direction, what you could have learned, but you bypass, and what you're currently learning and choosing. So if you are choosing and you're unhappy, you just master the frequency. You change how you're choosing. Choose for yourself. Do you see? Choose. Choose how you feel. Choose what you tune into. You have a choice. I feel like those of you who pick this envelope, you feel like you don't have a choice, that you're stuck. You are not. It's trying to show you that you're not. It's right here, chaos. You are creating chaos. You're forging your own reality in that fear. But fear also kind of gives us a prescription on how to be careful, because we don't want to take too many risks that it just compromises what we're trying to learn. Okay? I'm going to change this light again. I don't like it. Give me one more minute. I think I found the perfect lighting. It seems to work. We're not getting a glare. It's perfect. Okay. Now, I want to move on to a couple more cards of information. We're going to pick those. What if this friend, as I'm trying to pull these, what if the friend or the commitment you made, what if the commitment is to the collective and you're basing your reality on responses from the collective? So right now, what are we seeing? We're seeing a lot of anger, upheaval, fighting, arguing, violence, and maybe you're responding in that sense. So if that resonates, take what was said and adapt it to that way of thinking. Okay. You're doing the bare minimum right now. You don't think that you are worth the concept of what other people that are happily, in relationships or friendships, or they're at peace. You don't feel that you are worthy of that, and you've maybe felt that way for a long time. You don't let others take accountability. You actually take it on for them. And if you think about it, in a way that is manipulating, because if you're a people pleaser and you're just doing things based off of what someone else is expecting, you are in a sense manipulating them because you're not being authentic and you're not being truthful and real with them. Okay, it is okay to say no. Your standards are too low. They're not high enough. Again, it goes back to that bare minimum. You make excuses for others because you don't want the confrontation. Yet you have to start quieting this ugly noise. I'm hearing just this person or certain people in your life just being ugly, being mean, saying things that just don't need to be said. They're not taking accountability. You make excuses for them. You cover up for them when you should be just like, done. No, you're not allowed saying that or doing that to me. Done. Cut off. Goodbye, we're done. Like, you have got to say no. And that old trauma makes you put on this facade or this fake authentic self because you want to people please or you just don't want to get in a confrontation. And again, that's not being truthful. You're manipulating them into thinking you are one way when really it bothers you and you need to speak up. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. You are going through a transformation because you are starting to see these things and you're starting to see how vitally important they are. So I'm going to get a last message just to see what else they want to say. And I don't know which cards I want to use. Let me do these ones. I'm going to ask Spirit. Oh, I can't get this last card. You know what? I'm going to keep that one. That one just did not want to go back in the deck. Oh, okay. That was funny. Spirit, what else do you want to say to them? And immediately I got one guy jump up and say, they are not using the gifts they came here with. They're not being themselves. They're just a product of other people's thoughts, emotions, and just basically people just shitting on you, like just unloading on you. Like their opinions have now become yours. Okay, let's go with those. Yeah, you're in an illusion. You're not in your reality, you're in someone else's. Again, because you don't want to ruffle feathers. Okay. You sacrifice a lot to keep them in your life because you don't want to be alone. And there's your gifts. Connection. Connection is more than what you're thinking it is. It's not what they've been dishing out. It's way more than that. It's defining who you are in this world, and for the longest time you've just been going along with their narrative of what that looks like. That's not connectedness, that's control, manipulation. See, just be yourself, not someone else. Don't become someone else. Don't be this downloaded version of other people's shit. They need to take responsibility for just unloading on you, even as a child. And if you take that on as it's your responsibility, you're not giving them a chance to learn from it. So you need to send it back. Like right in this moment, you need to, whoever this person is or people are in your life, and as I'm talking about it, they resonate, send their energy back. You want to do this for at least a week, maybe more. You should start kind of feeling better as you're doing it each day. But you're basically going to want to say to the universe, say to your guides, I resend, I send it back. I send everything that they've said, done to me. I send it back to them to learn from, because I don't need to be learning from their insecurities, their weaknesses, their fears, their failures. I want to learn from my own path. I don't need to be learning from theirs as well. Please send whatever they said or did to me, please send it back to them so that they can learn. And you'll just start kind of feeling this like lifting off your shoulders, off your back. You might have bouts of emotions where you're crying suddenly because speak your truth. Tell the universe what you want it to do with that energy. Ground it in love, send it back to them with love, wish them the best of luck with it, that you hope they learned better from it than you did, that it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to them. And after you do that, you need to go on this sense of wanting to learn who you are, not what they created you to look like. It's almost like you need to pull the costume off and start seeing yourself finally. Because there's a you underneath all that, all the layers of clothing, of designer wear that you would never wear. Maybe one is punk rock. Maybe one is suit, like wearing a suit and modern. Maybe another one is a hippie. And a lot of these layers aren't you. Do you see? So you start taking the layers off and you wear the final designer piece that you want to see on yourself. And you want the world to see on you, if you kind of get the metaphor there. Be flexible with yourself. Don't think this is going to happen overnight. Go with the flow. Don't try to bend or break. Like this is saying, don't bend or break into pieces over it. Do it gradually, baby steps. Get to know yourself in a more loving way. Okay? And if you want to get a one-on-one session with me and this is resonating, you really want to dig deep into what does that look like for you? How can we get rid of the trauma so you're not responding to it in life and jeopardizing friendships and relationships because you're so triggered by things they're saying? Because what they could be triggering you, they may not even know that they're doing it half the time, but you're so triggered you can't stand it anymore. You can't stand to be around them, and they just look like the villain in your story, when really it's just the trauma that's making it look like a villain. Okay, so moonair.com, get the spirit session, get the soul session if you want to talk to loved ones on the other side. But the soul transformation, the one-on-one with me, that's digging deep into trauma. And I see people completely transform. And it says 3 days, but I got to tell you, it lasts a lot longer. I have a client that it was 3 days, but her and I talk almost every day. I don't just do 3 days of the soul transformation with you and just drop you as a client. That doesn't happen because trauma doesn't happen within 3 days. You need that back support. You need that support system to keep you going. Okay. So one more card. You are going to feel empowered. This is your destiny. You are transforming. You're becoming more alert. You're understanding these things on a more spiritual level, that we're not just here physically, but we are here to learn emotionally and spiritually from our higher self, and understanding why our soul came here to learn these experiences in the first place. Thank you, Group 1, for allowing me to connect to your guides as a collective and bring this message to you. There's a lot of cards. There's a big message here. Let me look through the cards one more time and make sure I'm not missing anything. I did get a little bit more from your cards. The emergency with the microwave. Where's your microwave? There's your microwave. They're saying, and there's that butterfly again. They are saying this is the time to do this transformation. This is the year of discernment, of clarity, of disclosure, things coming to the surface. And I know this is happening collectively. If you guys are starting to notice, things are coming into the light that have been hidden for a long time. And that goes back to your masquerade mask, right? Your facade. Things are coming to the light because it is the right time for those results and those secrets to come to the surface. And I feel like you're going to start discovering things about certain people as well as yourself. I'm getting that as well because the butterfly is above the microwave. The butterfly is transformation. You are transforming. Let me go into all of these situations and experiences are being mixed up. They're coming together in a conglomerate of learning. So you have to look at every single person that's coming into your life. What are you learning from each person? What are you being triggered by each person? Are they showing you a solution, or are they making more problems for you? It's kind of like being in the classroom. Are you finding the test more difficult to pass? Or can you pass it and move on to the next lesson? That's where you need to be with this. Is the test too difficult to pass? Because if it is, you need to study a little bit more. Okay? Because here's the thing. That person might go away, but the same lesson may be attached to another person to replace them. You'll never get away from the lesson until you've passed the test. Okay? So you need to study a little bit more, which means there's going to be another person with experiences that they place you in so that you be challenged to learn those lessons. I know it's a nightmare, but that was the whole point of why you came to Earth. Earth is all about learning, okay? I just want to make sure I'm not missing. There's the facade again, the mask. This can also possibly mean that you have been so downloaded with other people's opinions and ideas that you have kind of pulled away and put a mask on yourself so people don't notice you. They don't talk to you. And this may eventually, and it's probably already starting to get to you, because you're not feeling like your voice is being valued. You're not feeling like you are being respected or valued. And this is why, because you have put a mask on yourself, so much so that people don't see it as honorable and they take advantage of it. Okay? So you need to balance placing yourself to be seen, but also enjoying life while you do it. Okay? Don't be so protected, because you have the safe and then you've got, where's it at? the guarding. See? You have the safe and the guard. You are so protected. A lot of people can't even get to your interior to get to even know you because you're so on guard. And that can be a challenge lesson within itself. So you want to be very careful how you do this with people that are meant to come into your life and bring you lessons that you will overcome to get you to the next level. You have to be very careful with that. Okay, group 1, I hope that you enjoyed your reading. I had fun doing this with these brand new cards. I just opened them the other day live, or actually I recorded a video opening these live basically for my Mooniverse members. They got to see all the decks brand new being opened, and I was so excited to get to reading with them. So this is me. You are the first group I've ever done readings with these cards. So kudos, congrats to you guys. Thank you for allowing me to experiment on you guys with the new cards. And I will see you on TikTok and Facebook, and moonair.com. If you are on Facebook and TikTok, it's Moonair. We are having a big live on the 4th in the Mooniverse membership. And yes, you can join for free, but check out those membership tiers and see if anything in them resonates with you. We do a lot of fun stuff in the tiers, but if you want to go to patreon.com, Moonair, and join the live on the 4th at 7 p.m., just join for free. And you guys, we're going to dive into a lot of stuff going on as a collective and all the chaos. We're going to do a deep meditation and we're going to dive deep into truth. So hope to see you there on the 4th of February. Goodbye, my loves. I'll see you on the next. Welcome, group 2, to your reading. Yes, the lighting looks a little different because we were getting a glare off the cards, so I had to move the lighting a little bit to make it adjusted better. First thing I want to do is Sage, because I just got done with group 1. And I just want to get rid of their energy. Little toxicity going on in their session. So we got that brown going on. So we're gonna clean that up. All right. That's really smoky. All right. Okay. You got the blue flower agate heart. So pretty. This is on the website sipandcozycrystals.com. Moonair.com is where you get the sessions. Okay. And we're going to open your cards first. Okay. Put this over here. Okay. The clouds. The locket. Ooh, interesting. The garden. We've got 10 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles. It's good energy. The Hanged Man. Judgment. Okay. And let's see what your charms and ruins are. Oh, you got a spoon. Love. A key. And 2 ruins. We're going to go over what all the cards in the ruins mean. I'm even looking at numbers as well. Now, not too many people know that the Judgment card is actually featured as an Archangel Gabriel card. And if I were to consider this card, it would be definitely that representation of a sounding trumpet, which symbolizes a major life awakening. This may be the year that you finally come into that frequency of fully awakening and understanding the calling to your soul and that permanent shift and change that's taking place. This is such a great card to start with, so I'm actually going to put him over here with your ruins. So we've got the Hanged Man. This is a new perspective, which is going hand in hand with the Judgment card. You're getting a new perspective about the awakening, the shift that's happening. You may have been on one side, now you're switching to another side, but there's this serene figure hanging by one ankle, and it signifies letting go of control, breaking old patterns, and waiting for the right moment rather than forcing any other outcomes. So you are in a period of pause, in a sense. You're just hanging there in this suspense of what's up next, like what's coming up next. Which brings me to your Six of Pentacles, which is a balancing exchange, representing this generosity and charity. And this generosity towards this path, because the Ten of Pentacles is your abundance field. It is your abundance card. It's the wealthiness, the stability, the success of this path. It's not always about money, but in this sense, it is about this emotional, spiritual support going on. You are going to be generously charited in exchange of power and energy and frequency and downloads and uploads, and it's going to be a success. This whole thing is going to be a success. Let's go into these. These are what are called charm cards. I had to think for the word for a minute. The garden, what does a gardener do? They pull out old weeds, they help the flowers bloom, they water the flowers so that they grow. That's what I'm seeing here. You are the gardener to this reality. You're watering your reality, you're feeding it, you're growing it, you're taking out things that don't belong there or that may pull you back. So you are nourishing things and helping them to grow. I'm asking your guide about the locket. Okay, you've had yourself locked up. Oh my gosh. You've had yourself locked up in a type of mental prison for quite some time. And over time, your guides have been slowly spoon feeding you and getting you back to health and wellness and getting you out of the prison, unlocking the prison gate and showing you the love that you've been needing to feel. So you're starting to see things in a more kind of loving way. And the locket was opened and you have emerged into this new awakening, this new shift of reality that you find yourself in. Then we go into the clouds, I'm asking. Okay, since your original awakening, which was years ago, things were foggy, things were overwhelming, things shifted so quickly, you couldn't grasp the changes. So like there was no security. It felt like the floor was falling out from underneath you because you weren't ready for such change. And it came abruptly to get you prepared for where you're at now. That's why it happened the way it did, because you were in this fog for so long and your guides are kind of like, yeah, we're kind of over that. We need you to emerge and get out of that way of thinking. The clouds have to part and let the sun come through. Okay, okay, this one is joy, and then we've got, okay, so this is joy, and this is your divine intervention. I'm kind of listening to your guide on this one. Okay. For a long time, you thought that this awakening was just gonna barrel you down. There was days it was really, really hard. You didn't like the changes. It was a little too abrupt. But as divine intervention came in and showed you realities, it showed you disclosure, started showing you the truth. You started becoming more accepting, more joyful about it. And now you're just like, release it all. I want to see it all. I want to see everything change. Like, everything needs to shift. I need a new world to be in. I need a new reality. That's where we're at with all this right now. So let's get into more of the different cards I have. These are all brand new decks, except for this one. I've used this one before. All brand new decks, and I'm excited to pull some cards and see what we get. So we're going to put these ones aside, because these are your originals. And let me see where I want to go. Okay, group 2, let's see what Spirit has to say about your month. Oh, that one wouldn't let go of my hand. Nope. Those two. Okay. If we get another cloud, I'm gonna freak out. I don't even know if there's a cloud in this deck, but let's do that. Oh my God, look. Greenhouse, the gardener. That's wild. That's really cool. I like that one. That was awesome. Okay. The broom. First aid. Helmet, gym. Okay. Let me get with your guides and see what they're trying to say. Okay, well, first off, I got that you are making a decision on either taking a trip or moving altogether. And this came on sudden. You might be in an area that isn't good and you're trying to get out, or you just need a new scene to be in. There's like this renewal, this growth that's happening inside you, and you're ready to just move on. It doesn't necessarily mean moving, but just spiritually or emotionally moving on. You have had a lot of pain and breakthrough nudging you through growth, through this movement, which is the treadmill. It might have felt like a walker. Maybe that's why they put it in my mouth. Like, you've been slowly crawling with a walker, and now you're like ready to run on the treadmill. There is an urgency to this. You feel it in your soul that something has to happen. Something needs to move, whether it's you or energy. So I do see this growth and this upheaval of rising energy around you, and you're spring cleaning energetically with like the broom and renewal and making a sacred space, sweeping away what no longer serves you, right? Okay. Let's go to this deck. I love this deck. Look how pretty. Anchor. You need something that makes you feel more secure. Again, we're coming back to this movement, this change, this journey. And butterflies are all about transformation. Going on a quest. Yeah, you are definitely starting something new. You're starting a new journey, and you're making a move away from where you're at now. You're moving, you're climbing, you're going forward. You're taking the steps to do this. You've already started this journey. You're already taking the steps to do this. Let's see about people. I don't know why. I feel like I'm getting... There needs to be some clarity with people. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh my gosh, hold on. All right. Let me see this first one. I kind of had to no, that's from the last group. That's why it wasn't flipped over. Okay. All right. The breakthrough, breakthrough, heartbreak, break. There's been a break in the system of your reality. The coding is changing on you. You're now feeling more alone. You find yourself in alone time, or you're in your thoughts alone quite often. You're optimistic about this new path. I think that's why you're feeling this move towards change and shift and just going somewhere else. Going somewhere else. Let's see. Being honest with yourself is the key to all this. Your uniqueness in the situation, your uniqueness as your own self will get you through it. You already know this. And one of the biggest things is you need to start learning to say no more often. You need to stand on your conviction of saying no, because you're the only one learning from your path. You need to be more flexible with yourself and not flexible with others. So again, this is actually coming back to people, because you're the unique one in this situation. You find that people around you conform to the collective and you kind of stand out. So be honest with who you really are, and saying no to the conformity of those people and the way and the way they think. Don't go along with the narrative. We're in the Leo energy right now. But if any of these fire signs come up for you, that means that this reading is fully for you. Like, it is on fire for you, okay? There is exposure, there's hidden energy, not only collectively. As you can see, a lot of things are being disclosed and divulged, and secrets coming out into the light. You're not only seeing this as a collective, you're going to start seeing this individually as well. You're going to start seeing certain people not connecting with you and others that are going to connect to you. Not so much in a twin flame, but more of a mirroring soul, where this person thinks and feels like you do. So I keep whoever this break off or breaking through, there's somebody breaking off or lost in the mix here. There's no more coding supporting this person in your matrix of your reality. So there's this cutoff, like no more talking to this person, no contact, leave it behind, don't keep trying to grudge it up. Or it's somebody that crossed over into the cosmos, into heaven. And now you're more alone and you're trying to find somebody that's similar to that energy, and maybe they have a fire sign behind them, and you're finally coming to this quest and this truth and this authenticity and being honest with yourself, and not, hiding behind secrets of I'm okay, but really this person being crossed over is really bothering you. You're not speaking about it. You're not talking about it when you really should. Say no to your mind of negativity and listen to the positive parts. This reading is on so many levels. While you're feeling alone, they're kind of telling you that use your time wisely, okay? Find results, research facts, and collecting data. So if there's something that you've been wanting to study or learn, now is the time to do that. since you're alone in your thoughts, use that momentum towards something interesting. Wow, I can't believe my throat, it's like my voice wants to change. It's so weird. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Ghost. God did not ghost you. He blocked this person from you. So this goes both ways. I'm getting two narratives here. One, there was a break with somebody, and it is only for your own good that this person is not in your life anymore. Take it as a blessing. The other narrative is somebody crossed over, and God isn't just yanking this person out of your life. They're not ghosting you. They're coming through to you in this reading, because I'm guessing a lot of you guys are watching this on your phone, and your loved one isn't blocking you. They're trying to come through to you. You're blocking them by how much you miss them. You want to see them again. Usually this energy builds up and builds up and builds up and puts layers and layers, and those layers and layers puts a block between you and them. So if you can relax and just accept what happened, you allow them to come to you in a different kind of way. Okay? Let's see if we can get another one here. Oh, that fell right out. Wow, it's like somebody is taking control of my voice, my hands on this reading. See, dead. Somebody passed over. And then I'm getting X. So somebody broke off. Somebody broke apart. Healing takes time. Your pain isn't a content. It's not a constant. The word I kept saying was your pain isn't constant. It's only temporary. It's all about growth. We've gotten tons of growth here with your gardener, your greenhouse, even says, growth somewhere there. This is all growth. No matter what narrative you are resonating with in this reading, it's all about growth. All right, let's do another charm card reading here. I want to go to this one. These are the mystery ones. I want this one. Oh, the whole set wants to come. You guys' reading is just, wow, off the charts. It is just bouncing with energy. I'm surprised you don't notice like bouncy energy around you where things like fall or you're hearing sounds. You will see it when you believe it. This is the person that crossed over. I keep feeling like there's two here with me. There's a male and a female. One kind of goes by the letter P, or there's like a strong P letter to them, like maybe Paul or just something with a P in their name. But I'm getting when you will see it when you believe it. So you will see it when you just calm down and let the energy come to you. You will see them, okay? I don't know where to put this. There we go. Where's the other ones here? Okay. You are a soul living in a flesh temple. Again, this is the crossing over one. Making you understand that we all go back to heaven. We're not here full time. We're only here temporary. Made of stardust, riding a rock through space. Don't sweat the small stuff. This is narrative 2. Don't get so uptight about a break or somebody walking away or you having to walk away from someone, because it makes room for other adventures, other quests that are more beneficial to you, okay? Ooh. Your stories are all you have. Okay, so this is narrative with the ghost or the spirit loved one. Your stories is all you have. The data of the memories is all you have. So count on those to get you through. Change your story, change your life. That is the other narrative of the break or the stepping away and starting a new shift of transformation. Write your way to greatness today. You are the creator and the author of your story, so create it the way you see it. Any more messages from Spirit? Let's see. They said 3 more. This will be your final collective water sign. Okay. This could be the other part of it where it's the loved one. So whether your loved one that crossed over had a fire sign or water sign, this is a full-on I am speaking to you through this reading. If the broken piece breaking off is a fire sign or water sign, again, same message. Your spirit guides are saying this is your reading. Okay, third party. Okay, again, going back to the narrative. I am part of the third party. I am the one bringing you to your loved one. So if this reading resonates and you really want to talk to your loved one and you're getting the fact that they are speaking to you through this reading, go to moonair.com and grab the soul session, and we can dive deep into and focus in on that one or more people coming through to see what the message is for you, to see what they've been trying to show you and talk to you about. Maybe they're really worried about your mental state after their passing and they want to give you a gift of letting you know what they're thinking, what their thoughts are, how their emotions are. Now, your spirit guide is showing you the split is done on purpose to bring you a gift, a blessing of a new path, to show you a surprise at the end that you're going to be grateful for and be very, very successful with. Your path, both of your narrative paths are being protected by angels. Okay? And Gabriel, the angel Gabriel for that card in particular, is the angel of healing and health. So this person crossing over had to have dealt with Gabriel on the sense of maybe their health, and their health was affected when they crossed. That was the sense of that's how they crossed. It was an illness, it was a sickness. Maybe they were in ICU and they crossed over. Something with their health, their insides, like things were slowly breaking down through an illness, a sickness, liver, maybe it was cancer. I am seeing like a riddling of the body. Something took over the body and something it just breaking down one by one. Just things were shutting down one by one. And Gabriel was there to show them the healing. But Gabriel's also showing you a sense of healing through grief, helping you through losing this person. And definitely when it comes to breakups or losing somebody we love, in a situation of experience when it comes to relationships, he's always there to heal the heart. And this is what this month is all about, love. So helping you find a new love, helping you find a new friendship because there was a break there, helping you see that family isn't always family that you see in front of you, but spiritually a where's it at? Twin flame, a soul mate family coming into light. Okay? This is the gift that your guides are trying to show you today. And that's the gift of the new path and journey and quest you'll be going on. Thank you, Group 2, for allowing me to get you this message from the loved ones, from the guides. Sometimes I get loved ones peeking on these readings, which is kind of cool. I like that. But again, if you want to find out every single detail of that loved one wanting to speak to you, please head over to moonair.com and grab the soul session. Thank you guys. I hope to see you in March for another monthly reveal. Bye now for now. Welcome, Group 3. I'm so glad you're here. Let's begin your reading. You got the fluorite hearts, which is stunning. I have a couple of these that are going up on the website. They just came in. We're gonna go over your cards and your charms and ruins, but first I'd like to sage and get rid of group 2's energy. Okay. Oops, got a little on your envelope there. Okay, not as bad as group 1 when I cleansed. There's a lot of brown, which means toxic, drama, energy draining. Okay. All right, we're just gonna let that sit there. I got dirt on your envelope there. Sorry about that. All right, let's open up your cards and reveal them. Okay. We've got the lady, the gentleman, and the owls. That's interesting. Male, female, and 2 owls. Interesting. The lovers. Okay, that's what? That's wild. Masculine energy, female energy, divine female energy. This is wild to me. Ace of Cups, very emotional card. Tapping into the emotions, tapping into air. A very strong masculine energy and a very divine feminine. This reading is already off the charts. This is wild. This is a little wild. Let's see your charms. I'm kind of curious. Okay. Okay, we've got a cardinal, which is loved ones. We've got a seashell, and we've got a couple ruins. Okay, let me put the envelopes away. Okay, let's take a look at these. Owls are very mysterious. They're very mystical. They are the essence of staying up at night and thinking. There's a lot of thoughts going on, and thoughts derive from your emotions and what you're feeling. You got a lot of wealth and divination here, so it could be up thinking about a situation that involves money with a relationship, okay? That's not what it's all about, but I am seeing struggles with money and pulling in that abundance in the right way. So we're going to go over that into this reading. Okay, so your Lover's card, which is amazing, is representation of choices and crossroads that require alignment with values. There's a soulmate, deep bond essence here, okay? Alignment with values, deep, often romantic connections, a significant choice in choosing someone that has the same beliefs and, power. I don't know why I keep getting power. Maybe it has to do with, Spirit's way of showing me frequency, having the same frequency as you. But all in all, we've got a lot of emotion behind what's happening here. With that Ace of Cups, we've got a new beginning of love, okay? So this could be a warning of don't let things ruin, especially when it comes to physical, material things. Don't let things ruin the creative and spirituality behind this new adventure with someone you love. Whether that's a friendship and somebody you met recently or a love interest, okay? So again, that deep friendship, a renewal of an existing partnership, just a general state of emotional abundance, which again is coming back to that wealth, okay? The wealth of emotion, not so much money, okay? Now, with the High Priestess, she is your intuition. She is your inner wisdom. She's your mystery and subconscious mind, okay? She holds dear that gut instinct you get when you endure something interesting with someone. Like, she navigates your compass of, is this person going to align with my values? Am I going to like them? Are things going to go well? Okay. That's the strong calling that you listen to. It's an inner knowing. So she kind of asks you to pull the hidden parts of yourself out. This definitely has to go hand in hand with the way you dream and how your deep thoughts process. So you want to have patience and reflect on how this bond is coming together, okay? Take the time to see it as a positive, not so much a negative, because I'm getting that there's a lot of new abundance going on here, a new kind of energy. Now, the masculine energy here that we have, it's so wild. This reading is wild. He's authority. He's your intellectual authority. He's your thought. Again, I keep going into this like thinking mode, this deep thought process. He is your mental clarity. He's your decisive leadership. He's your thought process and decision making. Okay. So you want to understand what he's representing, using your logical sense as well as your truth, but also your intuition. That's where she counteracts that. Don't always be logical, but tap into your intuition as well, because there's a bountiful wealth here of making decisions with this new found energy that you found yourself in the midst of, okay? The cardinal with the seashell to me is listening. Are you listening to this person? Are you taking the time to listen carefully and put your ear to the relationship or the friendship? The cardinal is spirit. There is someone coming around from the other side showing that they approve of what this is. They're approving of the wealth that's behind it, and they're coming through on the reading to show that you need to listen closely to what the relationship or friendship is showing you. It's vitally important. All right, let's pull all these over here. And we're gonna go right into the cards or the other decks. You know, before we get into the cards, I just got to go back to the owls. A lot of you guys don't probably understand that these are messengers. These are truth messengers. They hold an intuition, just like your I'm gonna mess up your pal here, but your high priestess. They hold an intuition factor as well as she does. So it's like a double clarification here, that there's a lot of intuition going on here, that you need to start listening to yourself. Listen to that intuition, but also show hidden knowledge. It shows the shadow self and the introspective of confronting fears and hidden aspects of your own soul. Understanding that spiritual protection, especially when it comes to ancestors. The owls to me are very ancestral, especially when it comes to divine, mystical, Wiccan energy. If you want to tap into that kind of reality of learning, what can those ancestral energies show you? But you also want to understand that these beings are spiritual realm messengers. They bring warnings. And I think that the warning here is not to let material things control what goes on in your life, and you need to listen closely more to intuition and spiritual side rather than the logical masculine side. That's kind of the energy and the message I'm getting with these cards. But we're going to get into the rest of the message with the new cards. I feel like you're prone to holding a grudge, or you're holding on to points. Oh, well, they did this. That's 1 point. Well, they did that. That's 2 points. Do you see? You're doing like a point system of how much revenge or anger you can add up towards that person. And they're kind of showing you that's not the necessarily way to go. That there's a more beneficial way of handling things. Again, it's going back to that listening. There's a divine message today for you, in the angel energy of this pure intention of bringing you this message. And I hope that you take the message with love and respect, because I do feel maybe you are hot-headed or maybe stubborn at times, and they really want you to hone in on this message because you do have that gift factor of intuition. You might even have a spiritual gift that you tap into, and sometimes spiritually gifted people, excuse me, somebody's changing my voice there. Sometimes spiritually gifted people can tend to be stubborn or controlling with their gifts, or how they perceive people, or how they perceive situations, because they kind of have an upper hand in situations with the gift they get to tap into and get insight with. So they're telling you to be more angelic, more finessed, more graceful with whatever this situation is, because as I started talking about it, it was already resonating who it was. The person that popped in your head, this is who they're talking about, because your guides placed the image of them or their name in your mind to show you, hey, this message is about that person or those people. Okay. So there needs to be a moving forward and not going back. I feel like this is how you used to handle things. This is the new way of handling things. I love how the angel is right next to moving up, not down, right? You're going up towards higher frequency. Oh, 2 came up. Okay. Moving forward again, instead of walking slowly, you're using the treadmill to move faster towards that path. Oh my God, guys, come on. Walking, treadmill, steps. What the hell's bells? Like, look at this. Okay. You are going to be moving up, moving forward, moving ahead. Okay. Ooh, toilet. Oh, okay. This is the old way of how you used to do, the crappy way of doing things. You need a restart, right? You're flushing away how you used to do things. That's the key here, is you're going to flush away how you used to do things. You're going to start something new. You need to make the decision. You need to make the decision that you're not going to do things the old way. You're going to see it as a new opportunity to handle things in a new way. Okay. Oh, I think that one wanted to, hold on. There it is. Damn it, grab that one. Oh, this one stayed on the bottom when I was trying to pull them up. And that one. Sorry guys, my allergies have been so bad. Okay. Your spiritual gifts, your intuition. You are very attracting to other people. They are very drawn to you for a reason, mainly probably because your gift. They're very honed in on your gift. You are a traveler. You're a soul traveler, a soul seeker of adventure. You love experiences. You love different things, new things, uniqueness, different ways of thinking. You don't like going with the norm. But you can keep yourself blind to things, because I feel like sometimes you might be in this illusion, or you might perceive things to a perfect way, and if that person doesn't live up to your standard, you get disappointed or you get upset about it. Which is okay to feel like that, because maybe you've been disappointed so much in your life that it became a trauma and you just keep getting triggered over and over again. Okay, I keep getting that you're running out of time on something, that there needs to be a decision that needs to be made, because it's going to affect how you go up the ladder, how you go up the steps, right? How you walk forward. And this definitely involves a fire sign, whether you're the fire sign or this person is a fire sign, or they come off like a fire sign. Fire signs are fiery, okay? This is from the, hold on guys, put that back in the deck. I'm getting that from the last group, sorry. Sometimes the last group that I just did will, and I'll know which cards belong to them. Okay. I do feel that when things aren't going your way, or you perceive someone not doing what you expect them to do, you have high standards, or you maybe have high expectations, you start seeking to fill that void with something else. It doesn't necessarily need to be a person. It's just feeling something with something else. And when you're disappointed or you're let down, you want to fill that void. You want to understand a different perspective, so you bring something new to the table. And maybe you're just kind of fed up with having to do everything. There's your speak your truth. Okay. It will feel like a loss if you truly feel like you need to let go. And that maybe you're not ready for this new found energy of this new masculine or this divine feminine, whoever this person is and what they possess energy-wise. All you need to know is you need to be yourself, you need to speak your truth, and you need to be in the now. You need to not live in the past, don't live in the future. You need to think about this now and how you see it. How do you perceive it? How do you feel about it? Is it a loss or is it a strength? That's where you're at. Is it a loss? Is it a strength? Is this situation going to benefit you? Are you going to be happy with it? Do you think it's going to go somewhere great? Or do you see it as a loss and you bring something in to replace it? That's where we're at. That's where your decisions are. That's the deadline. That's the decision. And this here is showing a restart. Whether it's a restart with this person and you speak your mind, you speak your truth, you be yourself, you take off the mask, be yourself. Or you take it as a loss and replace it with something different. Okay? Okay. Don't take everything you see as a sign, okay? And don't let things trigger you so much you're in this constant anxiety and you're popping pills, you're doing things to feel better, okay? Slow down. Slow up is the best revenge. There's your revenge again. Do not take revenge on this person if it's come to that, especially if it's a friend that really kind of just teed you off. But look at that. Revenge, revenge. This is a transformative message here. It's not about going backwards and doing things the old way. It's going into a new way of thinking, getting rid of the anxiety, the triggers, the trauma triggers. Anxiety is part of the trauma trigger symptom, okay? Again, it's either right here. Listen, don't take revenge. It's not doing things the old way. It's starting something new. But you also don't want to feel exhausted by this person where they're draining you, or you're in this constant pattern of denial with them. You're just going round and round. You need to speak your truth and be yourself. Okay. Okay. So this is like a shout out to maybe it's time to step back and see things more clearly. But I'm seeing this lovers, this coming together, and oh, hold on. Okay. 2, 2, 2. That's a channel of the same number 3 times. Okay. I'm also getting another path here. You have left someone. You are so angry. You want to take revenge. You want to see things happen to them. Bad things. They're telling you not to think that way. There is a third person coming in. I'm getting darker hair with this person. I feel like the other person had lighter hair or changed their hair to lighter somehow. But I'm getting darker hair with this new person coming into play. There's a new situation taking place. And there's this newfound abundance, this luck, this divine energy happening. I really want clear. Okay, here. We're going to go with the charmed cards again. I made this little cute envelope set. I'm going to go with this one. I feel like there's a back one back here too. All right. One decision. You have one decision to make. One decision. You are always just one decision away from magically different life. Oh, away from a magically different life. Okay, I was like I wasn't reading that right. But again, there's that decision. Hold on. There was a card that said about decision. Here, yeah, over here. Time running out and making a decision. Intervention. I feel like there was another card that talked about decision. Okay, I don't know where it's at. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, it's a hot mess here. Okay. But yeah, I feel like this is a decision that is going to be magically, it will be magically or energetically helping you. But you need to make that decision yourself. This is not the end, so you don't have to feel stuck. They're trying to show you that life is all about choices and learning and going on adventures and attracting certain energies into your life, which are gifts and signs and just ladders and stairs that take your frequency up, right? It's not death. It's not the end, okay? It's just death. The ending is the illusion. Moving on is the reality. I'm possible. You are possible. You can make things possible. Your perception and how you see things are the key factor in how you live and learn these pathways, these adventures, okay? I'm going to ask Spirit for one last message. Let's go with these ones again. Any last words? Ooh, something's in this pile. That one, okay. Those two. Oh, that one came out with it. Okay, let's just see what Spirit has to say. harmony, working in harmony, feeling alone right now. I did get that with one path. You may be struggling right now with your gifts, you know, surrendering to how you grew up and what people will think of you if you start using them. Again, there's that broken heart. I feel like there's lots of things going on in this reading. Something leaving and coming back around, mixing things up, starting chaos all over again. I feel like whoever's going to try to boomerang back is this broken heart. They're going to try to come back and mix things up or cause chaos. And you need to rely on your spiritual self, your intuition, your guides. Just because you may feel lonely, you need harmony. This is not it, okay? They're trying to kind of show you, use your gifts to see the truth and then speak your truth, okay? Because you're not doing that right now. But I do see this new adventure. Your path kind of reminds me of Group 1. Be wise about things. Be a little smarter about things. Oh, that fell out. Secrets will come to light and it'll help you make better decisions, okay? Things will come to light. Not necessarily, doesn't have to be secrets. It could just be things that you need to know in order to make better decisions will come to light. If you want a more detailed reading with this, please go to moonair.com and get the spirit session where we can ask your guides about all this. We can dive more deep into what they're trying to say. This was a lot of energy. I'm just going to take one more look at all your cards. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I can't get over that ladder and the steps. Them wanting you to get higher up into your learning. Let go of the fiery energy that you're so used to dealing with. It's not comfort, it's conformity. And you don't want to be comfort. You don't want to conform to that kind of comfort. I do feel like you're exhausted from hiding who you are. And this again could go back to you having gifts. Hiding your gifts from others, especially those that you think are going to judge you if you start using them. And that could be the new path is, you know, you starting this new adventure of attracting the energies you need to attract in order to be yourself. Use your gifts in harmony. Feeling less alone because now you're getting into the spiritual realm of things when it comes to your gifts and using them. Not letting it be a secret anymore. Being on social media with your gift. Showing wisdom through your gift, learning your gift and being an expert at it, restarting and flushing away how you used to think about your gifts or how you think about people that have gifts. Don't see it as a loss of people in your life leaving if you become more intuitive with your gifts and using your gifts and see it as more of a strength. Don't get anxiety. And like, I feel like, again, it's going back to, where is that? Being on social media and maybe people saying negative things about what you're saying on social media and you getting anxiety about it. No. Don't use humor. Write it off as they're at their own frequency of learning and sometimes you're not going to match with that frequency. Their perception's not going to see you in the value of light that you need them to see, and that's on them, that's not on you. Okay? Be the main character in your reality and how you want to see it. Don't live in the past, don't live in the future. Got to live in the now because time's running out and you need to use your gift. You need to mend any broken heart you have. when you were little, your gifts went away. You need to bring them back around. Mix it up a bit. But you also, when you do that, when your gift comes back around, you are basically attracting. Where's your attracting? I think that card's in here somewhere. Here. Nope, that was adventure. Attracting. You're going to attract dark entities. It's like a spotlight's on you now because you're using something that dark made you walk away from when you were younger. They scared you enough into stop using your gift. So you're going to put like a magnet back onto you where they start coming around you more, okay? Jesus is here to protect you, don't you worry. You just call on Jesus, you call on Angel Michael and have him pull them away from you. Push them back to where they came from so you can use your gift in peace and harmony, right? Be wise about your gift. Remember, you are affecting lives, so know what you're doing with your gifts before going into the ethereal world of celestial energy and affecting people's lives. You need to know what you're doing. Like, I'm taking responsibility with these readings. It's not just entertainment. I am helping you see things per your guides. So I do not take this lightly. These readings are very divine to me and I take them seriously. So you should as well if you're going to use your gift. Okay, become an expert. Don't just do it for money or just do it willy-nilly or for fame or popularity. Do it because you want to actually help people and you want to use the gift that you came to Earth with in a positive, divine way. Okay? I wish you all the best of luck, Group 3. This was such a great reading. It was really nice getting to know your collective guides coming around and discussing these things. And again, if you need a more detailed session, please go to moonair.com and get the soul session to talk to loved ones or the spirit session to talk to your spirit guides more on this message or other topics you'd like to discuss with them. All right, I will see you hopefully next month in March for a new kind of transformative energy with new messages. I will see you then. Bye for now.